Big brr nigga.
Don't call me at home, nigga.
Hey guys, it's Big Dog Strategies. It seems like OnlyFans is a dying craft, guys. We're gonna be getting into watching OnlyFans girls' videos on this one. Alright, let's get right into it. Big brr. Makes an OnlyFans out of curiosity. Uh-huh. But who the hell is gonna be paying to watch her, to see her cooch, bruh? $5 a month, my mans. Big brr, she needs a hell of customers. But she's disappointed in her results. Look at these girls, Lizzie, OF, Dulce. They're using this video as a way to advertise their OnlyFans, bruh. So TikTok allows them to advertise their OnlyFans, but they won't allow me to make videos on fat girls or some crap, bruh. For real. So what's up with this one? Made my what? Made my... What the fuck did you say? Made my monthly bills in 1 week. Alright, so she's good, bro. That's it. And this one said, just got mine again. Forgot how hard promoting was. Alright.
This is why you should be super selective with who you trust.
Her ex hacked her OnlyFans.
A couple years ago, I let my then boyfriend know
Alright, advertise those titties on TikTok then.
all of my login information to OnlyFans so that he could help me manage it. I put that in quotes because, spoiler alert, he didn't really help me. You will not believe what he did with this stuff when we broke up. The time came when I realized that he was an awful person. If you want more stories about what he did, let me know. And I broke up with him. The next day I tried to log into my OnlyFans and you will not believe what happened. I couldn't get in. It turns out that he had changed my whole login.
I made this much.
This is why you should be super selective with who you. Turns out that he had changed my whole login, all of my verification steps, so that only he could access it. There was thousands of dollars in there that he completely stole, and there was absolutely no way for me to get it back. So ladies and gentlemen, I do not care if it's Prince Charming. Do not trust someone with your login information, especially something that important.
Yeah, he dated a prostitute, bruh. What standards does this nigga have, bro? Look, he said it right here, and the GOAT said it. He dated a prostitute. Did you think he was going to be a stand-up guy?
I made this much on OnlyFans last year. I've selected,
How much?
I guess, 366 days, January 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2024. Apply. And
She made 100 racks. Messages, 260 racks. No, she made like a lot. She made 317 racks, guys. After taxes, I guess, because it's gross and the net. That's some big money, my mans.
here are the numbers.
It's 2024.
In subscriptions, I've made, before, like, gross, $100,000 in subscriptions, but my net was
who's paying to see this girl's cooch, bruh? How much money, bruh?
Gross was $44,000. I took home $35,000. In messages, I made $2,500, but my take home was just under $200,000.
Well, if you can make it work, all props to you, but we have no dignity left after that shit, bro. You're gonna regret it in the future, I guess. You know what I'm saying? There's no dignity, no respect for a woman like this in society, guys. Big brr. Good money, though. If that money's there, then go get it, girl.
Child influencer Piper Raquel turned 18 years old and did what everyone
18 years old, she did it, made an OnlyFans. Like, oh, look at my fresh out of legality vagina. Pay me $5.
thought she was going to do. She's now joined OnlyFans, and you will not believe the money she made in the first 24 hours.
What does it say, bro, that guys are looking at girls that just turned 18, bro? You think they care how old that girl is, bro? I'm pretty sure these guys would want to look at her at younger ages too, bro. These are some predatory-ass men, bro. If they're looking at a girl as soon as the day after she turned 18. That means they don't care how old she is, bro. They're just trying to wiggle through the system, bro.
If you're not familiar with who Piper is, she basically...
Whoa! Oh, that's her mom, bro.
Famous because her mother Tiffany started
Because her mother Tiffany was washed up.
uploading videos of her daughter over a decade ago when she was just a child on YouTube, and her
Meth head ass looking mother right here, bro.
channel, of course, took off. Her mother started recruiting other kids around the same age as Piper at that time and formed what was called the Piper Squad. In 2020,
The Piper Squad. They taking that pipe, nigga. Look at Jay Burt 610 on the comments. Piper Squad, LOL. Me too, LOL. Haha. People really don't fear hell anymore, do they? That's what Mr. Benjamin Cisco said. That's hilarious. Tiffany kind of ruined her life. You should go watch the documentary if you haven't. So she ruined her life. That's the long story short.
11 members of her squad filed a lawsuit against her mother, Tiffany, saying that they were dealing with inappropriate, offensive, and abusive treatment that included wildly offensive and sexually explicit comments. Now, of course, Piper's mom denied this, but she did settle out of court for a lot of money. Piper hasn't said too much about the situation other than she was going to wait till she was an adult to talk freely about it. However, she did do an interview with Rolling Stones magazine in May of 2024 where she said that her friends weren't making up the allegations against her mom, but that they were extending the truth.
Yeah, just like Bad Baby, bro. As soon as she turned 18, and Lil Tay, bro, as soon as they turned 18, they made the profile so they could release their 17-year-old cooch on the internet. So, and then they get the 100 racks, $1 million overnight, bro. That's how desperate guys are for girls that are underage, bro. And they just turned 18, so it's legal, but it's not really legal, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just one sunshine away from being a freaking minor.
And I was there. I witnessed everything every day. I think that they believe what they're saying, but I was there and I saw everything. Her mother, Tiffany, also commented on the lawsuit saying, obviously, we didn't do anything that's being alleged, but sadly, money is a big motivator for certain personalities in this world. We made the decision to put this behind us because honestly, prolonged litigation would have been way more harmful and painful to everyone involved, which includes the kids. Piper and her mom were losing brand deals and people didn't want to really be associated with the YouTube channel anymore after these allegations came out. And they were hoping that things would just get swept under the rug, people would move on and forget, but that is the opposite of what happened. This past April in 2025, Netflix came out with a documentary all about the allegations against Piper and her mom. It was called Bad Influence, The Dark Side of Kidfluencing, and it was eye-opening to say the least. They had interviews with some of the former squad members who went into details of exactly what they were accusing Tiffany of. Around that time, Raquel also did some videos while she was 17 years old with some of the girls that are in the Bop House, which are known for their adult content, and people
The Bop House full of bops, bro.
their minds, saying she was only 17 years old, she shouldn't be anywhere with them. And that's when people started thinking that her mom was just gearing her up for an OnlyFans channel. Piper didn't shy away from that controversy. She actually leaned into it. And for the last few months, she's been teasing the OnlyFans on all of her socials. This one says, for Team Sophie Rain, put a red heart, and for Team Lil Tay, put a pink heart. Now, both of them...
Lil Tay, bro, as soon as she turned 18, she posted her Asian underage cooch online, bro, for $10 per month.
Are huge on OnlyFans.
$1 mil overnight, guys.
Turns out that she or her mom, Tiffany, had an excellent marketing plan in mind, and they were teasing the OF channel all over Piper's socials, and they decided that they were going to release the link or advertise it on her socials.
Bro, what is this feminine ass looking Afro guy that keeps popping up everywhere?
On New Year's Eve at midnight. And they did. At midnight, her OnlyFans channel went live, and almost 24 hours...
At midnight, bro. As soon as she turned 18, bro, these guys don't care, bro. They would smash her at 16, bro. They would want to look at a 16-year-old, bro. They're just freaking waiting till the 1 second after it's not legal, it's legal, and then they start looking at these girls online, paying them top dollar for their monthly subscription, bro.
Later, the next day, January 1st at 11 p.m., she posted this, saying, my first day, forever grateful. And it is what she made on her OnlyFans channel in 24 hours. And yes, you're seeing this correctly. She made
2.3 million. She made more than Lil Tay, bro. That's because her mom was advertising her since she was 16 to make this account pop off as soon as she turned 18. $2.3 million of guys that were following her before she turned 18, bro, to see that cooch, bro. Sad, bro.
$1.3 million. Just in subscriptions alone, she made 1.4 mil, but she also made $118,000 just in tips. Guys, this was 24 hours. This girl made almost $2.5 million in
She made double what Lil Tay made, bro. Lil Tay's already big and famous. I'm surprised.
24 hours. It's still not all rainbows and sunshine, of course, for Piper. A lot of people still look at her as extremely controversial. They view her as a child star, whether she likes it or not. And a lot of people are extremely upset with her mother posting her content at such a young age and encouraging men and everyone else to follow, to like, to sexualize her content.
It's a wait until she turned 1 second 18 so they could see the 17-year-old cooch, bro. If you just fly around the world, she's still 17, bro, with that delayed time zone, nigga.
And to even fake relationships online for her daughter. It appears she was getting so much hate on this post talking about how much she made that she deleted it. But she did share someone else who had screenshot her content and then reposted it. And this is still up on her X account. She wrote, "Never in a million years did I expect this to happen. You guys changed my life." Don't worry though, Piper does not let the negative comments get her down. In fact, she's done interviews saying that she loves the rage bait and she feeds into it. It gives her more content. And she did respond to some of the comments saying, "You guys cannot convince me that I'm the gross one." She replied this in a TikTok video that she put on January 2nd. She said,
Yeah, it's kind of on the men, bro. They've been following her before she turned 18 so they could see that cooch as soon as it's 1 second legal, bro. I think that's pretty creepy, bro.
"Tell me why every single one of my search bars is Piper Raquel unblurred photos, Piper Raquel link photos, Piper Raquel ass pics." And she is doing whatever she wants with this money that she's making. She's already shared how she intends to spend some of the money. In another post on January 2nd, she shared that she's going to be buying her grandmother a car and that she is settling on a Bronco for her Mimi. Like it or not, people are obviously wanting to see whatever she's putting out on her OnlyFans channel for her to make $2 million in 24 hours. Now remember, what's today? The 5th? So she has now had 5 days. Who knows? Maybe she's now in $10 million. She's gone from her mother selling her underwear to men when she was younger on YouTube to now posting her own content, hopefully being in control of that content and literally rolling in the money. Child influencer.
Yep. Advertise yourself years before you turn 18 so people can subscribe as soon as you turn 18. That's probably the meta from OnlyFans these days, bro. It's so tough out there, you know what I'm saying?
How I stayed anonymous when starting OnlyFans. Didn't show my full face.
You showed it now.
Changed my name.
Okay.
Made brand new social media profiles with new. How I stayed anonymous.
I don't want to be too dark, but I genuinely didn't
Don't do OF. She was like, should I do the OF or not?
think I would like make it to like 17.
You didn't think you'd make it to 17?
No.
But did you think that you would do something to yourself?
Yeah.
And she has the snake tattoo, bro. These snake tattoos is a no-go for everyone, bro. It's a red flag to the top max, bro.
You did.
Look
I
at
don't
the
wanna
details
be
on
too
that
dark.
snake, bro. She looks like she wants to bite you right in your neck, nigga.
I don't want to be too dark,
All
but
right, she's
I
17, thinking if she needs to make an OnlyFans. All right. Oh, girl, are you okay? Sort of, thank you. What happened? I definitely want a backstory, babe. Are you okay? OnlyFans, XO. She's other girls influence. She's advertising her OnlyFans. All right, guys. She's not okay. She wants to make an OnlyFans to make some money. She's 17 so far. Wait until she's turning 18. Big brr. Blow up on TikTok before you're 17, and then as soon as you turn 18, put your PP on OnlyFans. Big brr.
Okay, ladies, real talk.
meta,
Here's why
that's
your
the
OnlyFans
meta.
is not popping off. This is just my opinion from my.
Your OnlyFans not popping off because you're already over 18 and you didn't advertise before you turned 18 to get all these money spending simps that are fucked in the head, want to see 17-year-old fresh pussy that just turned 18.
Experience. If you disagree, feel free to let me know.
And the septum rings, bruh. These are OnlyFans expertise, bruh. OnlyFans extraordinaires with the freaking nose rings on them, bruh.
First off, less is more. I'll be real. I
Then you should have only one nose ring and not 3 if less is more, alright?
did the same thing when I started. I posted more than I needed to because I was just trying to build a following. But the thing is, those followers will never translate to subscribers. The way that I kind of do it is you separate it into like 4 categories. There's like safe for work, a little bit of a tease. That's where the free shit ends. And then you pay the subscription price, you get that kind of content, and then you have to utilize your PPVs. If you're doing the whole, oh no PPVs, and then post everything on your feed, you're not gonna keep subscribers for very long because they'll get bored, and you're not gonna be making that kind of money. Whether or not guys want to admit it or realize it, it's all about the tease. The more that they have to work or wait for something, the more they're gonna appreciate it. Being a psych major who does OF, I kind of have a lot of crossover knowledge. Secondly, you are not using all platforms. Again, I did this when I first started, so no judgment, but if you're just posting on Twitter and hoping that'll just be enough, you're wrong. I have 2 Instagrams, 2 TikToks, 2 Snapchats, 2 Twitters, Blue Sky, Reddit. Anything you can make, you should make one. Third, you're just posting thirst traps. Thirst traps are great at grabbing your attention, but they won't keep people around for like the longest amount of time. Show your personality. Find your niche.
Get some nose
There are so many
rings.
attractive people, and I've said it so many times and I'll say it again and again. Being hot is such a small percentage of this job. This
It's all about
job
the
is
advertising.
80% marketing.
Yup.
Which brings me to my next point. If you're focusing only on explicit content and you are not promoting, you're doing it wrong. My job is at least 50, 60, maybe even up to 80% promoting and marketing, and like a small percentage of actually doing more
Yeah, you gotta market a lot for people to look at some washed up nose ring girl, bruh.
kind of stuff, you know? Because you can spend all of this time making the coolest content, but if people can't find it, no one's gonna see it. I definitely have a lot more tips, but I'm just gonna end it with this. You need to be consistent. Again, I did the same thing when I started. It's really hard because for a while you're not gonna see anything. Even on the days where you don't want to, you have to be active every single day. I post an average of 15 times a day across 14 different platforms. I run 4 different subscription-based pages, and you don't need to do all of that, but if you're posting like once a week, every blue moon, and you're not really active at all, who's gonna subscribe? Especially if you don't already have the big social media following, because those kinds of people can kind of get away with it because they're already famous. But like, again, being hot is a small part of the job. Keep them around, keep them interested. What you put into this job, you will get back.
Feel bad for whoever's interested in this nose ringed up girl with 20 piercings in her face, bruh. For real, bruh. Where are the morals? Big brr.
OnlyFans creators tips.
Okay, ladies, real talk.
OnlyFans creators tips, part 2. So in the last video I talked more about things to note before becoming a creator.
So she's a creator. First, you gotta get a nose ring and 4 ear piercings. All right, take notes.
And in this one I want to talk more about the functions that OnlyFans provides on the website and my best money-making tips. I previously mentioned sending messages and setting a price for people to be able to view said message, image, video, whatever. So first and foremost, I'm going to show you how to do that. So within your messages with one of your fans, just click the button to add your image or video, and then there's this little price tag button. Once it loads, tap that button and you can put in whatever price you want, and they can't view whatever you decide to send until they pay the amount. This is the safest and most efficient way to sell extra content if you choose to do so, because they can't see what you sent at all until...
I don't know about y'all, but I've never not once went on OnlyFans. Never not once looked at a girl on OnlyFans, bro. Never not once did this crap, bro. This is the biggest waste of money ever. Get all the Satanist bitches on there too, bro. What the hell are you trying to do?
They pay the amount that you set. I didn't realize that this was a feature when I first started, and I was just having people send the tip and I would send the image or video in exchange, and it would be really easy to get scammed this way, but luckily I didn't encounter that. The next helpful function is mass messaging. So within your messages tab, there will be a plus button in the top right corner which will bring you to this screen. And from here you can select individually any of your fans to send a mass message to, or they also have these categories up top. And it won't send a message in a group chat. I was afraid of that when I first found this. It'll send it to all of the people selected individually. The main 2 ways that I use mass messaging is to send a welcome discount bundle to all of my new fans.
Yep, the discount bundle. on the clearance rack vagina. Big brr.
Way you're just interacting with them, and it'll be more likely that they'll stick around for longer. And then the second way is for the fans that have auto renew set to.
Well, look at this girl comment. Her name is Queen. It says, how do I get people to view your contacts such as photos on there when I don't want to use Facebook or anything where people know me? So much for being a queen, my man.
Then I just like to ask them if there's anything I can do to make them stick around. My last and biggest tip for this video is the way that I've found I've gotten the most interaction and the most money, and that is whenever you make a post on your main feed, put in the caption something along the lines of tip $10 on this post to receive, and give different options and different tip levels. For example,
it's like sperm. What the fuck are they gonna put in there?
I've done first person to tip $10 gets this, second person to tip $10 gets this.
First person tips $10 gets a spread pee. Second person that tips $10 gets a butthole pic. Third person that tips $10 gets a butthole pic where I still have shit in my butthole, by the way, guys. Keep going.
Just make a fun little game out of it, and I promise
a game, yeah.
your interaction will skyrocket because a lot of my fans have been dead silent lately. And it's a win-win because you are more likely to make more money, and your fans will receive something from you without having to send you a message privately asking specifically for something. I'm running out of time, but thank you for watching, and I hope this helps.
Don't help no one.
Imagine going to school
I hope it helps y'all too, for real.
and your entire
If you're selling your soul for that shit, it better work out. I hope it works for all y'all. For real. Big brr.
class has seen your mom naked. That is exactly what happened to this
Okay, so his mom's doing OnlyFans and the boy saw his mom naked. 13-year-old boy, bruh. That's truly a nightmare for the young boy. That's what April Bethany said. We must hear this stuff. So interesting. Steven Laughter too, bro. This guy looks like he looks at OnlyFans all day, every day, bro. It's a freaking joke, bro. Look at this nigga. All right, let's keep going.
poor little 13-year-old boy. His mother was running an OnlyFans account, and she promoted it on her public Twitter. And guess what?
Bro, what is this 13-year-old boy even thinking when he sees that raw cooch picture of his own mom? He sees the hole he came out of, bro, at 13 years old, in details, getting rubbed and everything. It's a nightmare for this 13-year-old young boy. My heart goes out to him. Big brr.
The students of the school, they all found out. The classmates, they downloaded everything, shared it.
Damn, hella freaking subscribers from that high school or middle school, bruh. That's a good advertising technique, bruh. Show your 13-year-old boy so everybody in the whole school is gonna subscribe, bruh. Frick.
In group chats, printed it on screenshots, pinned them to the lockers. The boy had panic attacks in the middle of class. And guess what
Everybody's just showing him his mom on their phone. They just paid $10 each, bruh. Just traumatizing that little boy for the mom's money.
said?
Fuck.
It's just another job. It's like working at a bank. But guess what? The bullying never stopped. Imagine his mom spread over all of these strangers' phones.
Bro, I hope this kid didn't kill himself, bro. I love this kid already.
It's horrible. Poor boy. Can you imagine your mom doing this? Because
No,
I
I
sure as
can't.
hell cannot. Look, I don't care what you women want to do with your life. You have freedoms, you have choices. But every single choice you make has a consequence, whether you put it on the internet or not. But if you do, the internet has memory. It lives forever. And if you decide to post videos of yourself naked, remember this. One day you might have kids and they will see it. The whole world will see it, and it will damage them for life. That is the most selfish behavior imaginable. You are going to destroy them. So here's the truth here. You either don't have kids or you quit what you're doing, because they don't deserve to be hurt. And no, it is not like a bank job. Kiss my rear. It is not even close. Imagine going to...
Yeah, the girl at the bank has much more respect for herself, dignity, much more respectable woman, can take videos of herself, can take pictures of herself at work with no fallout. You know what I'm saying? That OnlyFans girl is the opposite. Big brr. What do you know?
School. And
If you're an OnlyFans creator...
Alright, there's a wannabe Mia Khalifa right here, bruh. She's pushing her titties together for for the TikTok, trying to advertise her OnlyFans. Look at, I feel, what the hell, Mr. Knipe, bro. He's like, do you have an account? This guy wants to look at, bro, supporting this fucking treachery, bro. Thumbs down. I wish they had a thumbs down button right here. They don't. Anyway.
Talk about the fact that the owner of OnlyFans passed away yesterday, you will get your account on OnlyFans suspended. This has happened to multiple creators yesterday, and when they appealed it, they changed it to hate speech. So, what the fuck, OnlyFans? If you're an OnlyFans creator and you talk about the...
So when I got off of OnlyFans, I had significant debt. I got off of OnlyFans last year.
She had significant debt. Sounds like the only reason she quit is because she didn't make any good money. Get a tax lawyer to negotiate a smaller amount. Yeah, Brian, this washed up old man is trying to help these OnlyFans models, bro. It's a joke. It's a joke. I hope you guys are laughing, bro. If you owe that much in taxes, means you owned over $1 million. All right, maybe she's not doing as bad as we think. Why is she quitting then?
Beginning of last year, and I owed taxes for the previous year, right? And so now I'm not making that money anymore. And I just want to encourage you guys, because this is actually happening right now to me. I had a letter from the IRS stating that I owed $288,000, and then from the tax board of California,
she did make a shit ton of money.
$88,000. So that's state tax and federal tax. So I was able to pay off the $288,000 to...
Damn, her pee is on fire, bro. She made that much money to pay it back, bro.
IRS.
Pee on fire, bro. It's starting to smell like some cooked salmon in this bit.
Because I liquidated my brokerage account, you know, my IRA, my life insurance policy, and I used all that up. All of it. I have no more savings. So that was a really hard time in my life, but it brought me through some crazy circumstances with the Lord, and trusting in God to provide my needs. Like He promises in the Bible.
God.
But I want to tell you something. I still
God
owe that
this, huh?
$88,000.
Satan is giving you every penny. That's not good. Don't put God into this shit, bro. For real. I'm surprised she doesn't have a fake cross so she could trick men into simping for her more. Big brr.
To the tax board of California, and that they just sent me their final letter of saying like, hey, this is going to go into collections literally next month. They said that they're going to put a lien on my credit.
Yeah, you better diversify your P showing strategy so you can make that tax money, girl, since you already spent it.
Going to potentially garnish my wages, all that stuff. It looks really scary, right? Like the mountains in our life, the giants in our life that are calling us out, picking on us. It's really scary. But I want to encourage you, tell that mountain, that giant in your life, how big your God is. He is bigger than those problems.
How the freak are you putting God into this, bruh?
He created you to be here right now.
With your cooch spread wide open. All praise the Lord. Big brrr.
Never promised that life was easy. There will be mountains, there will be giants that happen and come into your life and feel like it sits on your chest, gives you anxiety, pain, struggle. But you tell them how big your God is. So, life's looking really scary for me right now, right? This mountain is talking back. This giant is sitting on my chest. And I got down on my knees last night, and I was...
For the wrong reasons or the right reasons?
Lord,
huh?
surprise me. I'm going to take a step of faith and know who my God is. I was like...
Well, the only thing she got on her knees for was for some random man to SSD on the OnlyFans for a $10 fee, bruh, for everyone that wants to watch, bruh. That's the only thing she got on her knees for, not no God, bruh.
My taxes are not bigger than the Lord. Absolutely nowhere close to bigger than my God and what He can provide and what He can do, because He has plans to prosper me, not to go under. So I want to encourage you, if you are dealing with financial strain, if you're dealing with addiction, if dealing with family struggles, friend struggles, relationship struggles, they are not bigger than your God. the creator of the universe.
All right, that's enough of putting God into OnlyFans bullcrap. All right, it's the devil, point blank, period. Next one.
Did I start an OnlyFans? I cannot tell you the number of times I have received this question either from my students or from acquaintances. And with
Students, bro, she's working as a teacher, making OnlyFans, advertising her job to her students, or what?
rising living costs and tuition costs, it's not that surprising. While I can't tell anyone what they should or shouldn't do, here's my view of platforms like OnlyFans. Disclaimer, this video isn't about me trying to convince you or anyone else to or not to start an OnlyFans. I'm only reporting back what I've learned through reading the research, talking to sex workers who have visited my class, and having many conversations with my students and acquaintances. So,
Dr. Nicole K. So she's the ex-professor. Oh, she used to be a teacher, bro. So she's a PhD to teach in college. Thank God she wasn't teaching in anything below college, bro. Everybody's already a runner in college, so it's more acceptable, you know?
please don't trash me in the comments and listen to this video before you form an opinion. First of all, it's important to recognize that being a sex worker, which working on OnlyFans really does qualify as, is real work. It's a job, meaning that it's what a person does. It's not their whole identity. Second, we need to acknowledge that the allure is understandable. You can make a lot of money, have very flexible hours, and have total control over your body and your work. And many sex workers are just exhibitionists. They enjoy putting on a show, which means they really do enjoy their work, including the autonomy and freedom that it offers. However, you should know that if you do decide to get into this line of work, it's really hard to get out. It's not something that you can just dip your toe into. You need to assume that your family, your friends of friends will all find out, because I assure you, they all will. The internet is forever, and once something's out there, it's out there for good. The other thing to consider is how
Look at this angle, bruh. She's half showing her coochie toe.
Becoming an OnlyFans model would impact your own self-worth, as well as your ability to enjoy authentic sexual experiences when you aren't being filmed on camera. In terms of your self-worth, this is really just a question of whether being an OnlyFans model would conflict with your own sense of personal ethics and your morals. In terms of a sex worker's own romantic life, some truly
Yep, that ring is on her right hand. She ain't no married girl.
are able to enter another realm with their romantic partners that is full of intimacy. For others, though, sex work does impede their ability sometimes to be truly present during sex, and they're just so used to treating it like a performance. Not to mention that dating as a sex worker does bring its own set of unique challenges. There are those who will judge, make assumptions, or feel tremendously threatened by their partner's involvement in sex work. Some partners may grapple with feelings of insecurity, jealousy, or discomfort, even if they initially claim to be understanding and supportive. What I don't believe is that we should project our own values and judgments onto people whose line of work just doesn't align with our own vision or life goals. Let's not judge other people for their own decisions. I would love to know what you think of OnlyFans. Let me know in the comments.
Alright guys, that's gonna be the end for this one. I wonder how many people Nicole, the ex-professor, has traumatized, bruh, with that 45-year-old hit post-wall cooch that guys are simping for online, bruh. Alright guys, I'll see you on the next one. Please like and subscribe. The channel is small. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Shouts out to the 15 new subscribers. Big brrr.